Hello community! Today we're gonna look at agents. And normally on this channel we look into the future. We look into AI research, brand new ideas. But today we look at AI agents. AI agents of today. What is available October 22, 2024. And here we have it. We have Microsoft, we have Salesforce, we have Anthropic, and AI startups. So let's start here. At first, we go with Microsoft. We have 10 new agents. And here's our global corporation. What is it giving to the world? What is it giving to us? So here we have it now. A beautiful new blog from Microsoft here. Transform the work with autonomous agent across your business processes. So you might say, hey, wow, so we are talking here suddenly about business. We are talking about here commercialization. We are talking about money. Okay. And here we have it. This is a blog, and I'm going to show you here. This is Brian Goody, the corporate vice president of Microsoft. And on October 21st, 2024, he launches this, and I just want to look that you have an idea what topic we are talking about. We are talking about business applications, customer service, business central, contact center, field service, finance, project operation, sales, supply chain management, the co-pilot for your finance. So you might say, hey, wow, now suddenly we're not talking about a little chatbot for some developer or some call centers. Now we are talking about big business. Yes. So let's have a look here. And I have screenshots because I don't want to quote something wrong here. So you see here the screenshots. Microsoft tells us, hey, we want that you are able to create autonomous agent with Microsoft Copilot Studio. Available in November 2024. And we are introducing 10 new autonomous agents in Microsoft something for sales, service, finance, supply chain. And as they tell you, they are now focusing on AI first business processes. And you might say, this is interesting. So we are going AI first with our 10 new autonomous agents. And then I love this here. Look, we have here a human. And the message from Microsoft is scale your team with new autonomous agents. So, how do you scale your team? Not with humans, but with agents. So, this is great. So, the human aspect, I think we can go now for AI agents as Microsoft tells us here. And Brian goes on and says, these new agents are designed to help the sales, the service, the finance, and the supply chain teams to drive business value. And you might say, wow, this is so amazing for Microsoft, that they care about our business value. But they will be in public review here later in 2024. So unfortunately, we are at the end of October. But it will later or 2025. So you get a good idea when you can expect here this added business value for your finances, for sales, for supply chain, and so on. But I was interested in what are the agents are now doing? And since this is not sponsored by Microsoft and I don't like Microsoft, but I want to give you the information that they supply, what will be coming up in the future pipeline if you are already in the Microsoft ecosystem. So let's have a look what they offer. A supplier communication agents for the supply chain management. So manage the contacts to your supplier. A financial reconciliation agent, I love these words, for finance, helps team prepare here financial reporting of your company. The account reconciliation agent for finance, designed here for the financial close process, enhance cash flow visibility. By an AI agent. This sounds interesting, no? And then we have such trivial things like a time and expense agent to approve here the workflow, the expense tracking, the time entry of your stuff. of your human stuff. I mean, and then we have customer intent. Wow, this is interesting. And customer knowledge management here. So they center here, or they transform here the customer experiences to self-service. This is great. The customer can now self-service themselves with this particular agent in your or whatever particular company. This is great. So this interestingly here, some of the agents that will come later, maybe hopefully this year. And if you are a subscriber of my channel, you know that here in the post, and just 22 hours ago I published that the company Meta released a new RAG system they call now Class RAG. And Meta tells us, you know, our RAG systems are not at all at the level of safety that we would like to see for a business operation. And just 22 hours ago, they say, hey, you know, for us it is all about robust content moderation classifier. So for us it is all about the safety of generative AI system. And now we have something new. Meta tells us in a research publication, hey, we have a new idea for a content moderation system, that we have now a new embedding model, a new retrieval library that consists now of the positive of the negative example that you might encounter in your business life. We have a new brand new retrieval module. Plus, of course, we need an additional fine-tuned LLM classifier who is doing here the content moderation classification task for this particular. And then this is just here an additional core to the RAG. And then you have a class RAG. And Meta was totally happy to announce some new research 22 hours ago. And you say, wow, so we have everything already in place here by Microsoft when it will go live here later in 2024. And you are amazed, no? And then you might think, but wait, and as a subscriber of this channel, you know that I showed you in this video how it presents new knowledge graph, an agent for medical applications. And there the first 5 minutes I told you this, that Harvard has a problem because Harvard has some statement about the performance of current AI system and current RAG system. Like, just here the screenshot at 3 minutes, 11 seconds, that Robert says the data repository and all these knowledge bases, you know, these RAG models draw from incomplete or incorrect information, leading here to an inaccurate retrieval of the data. So Harvard might seem that there is not just a perfect solution there yet. But hey, come on. So we have new agent design for sales, service, finance. And you know how LLMs are just perfect for numerical calculations. And you might say, wait a minute. For the finance reporting, the complete numerical finance? Okay. And you think, wow, this Microsoft here is really somewhere, no? I mean, yeah, later in 2024. So what can I tell you? Actually, it will come later. Okay. And then I found here a personal statement very interesting because the CEO of Salesforce, Marc, told us here, or Marc says, Microsoft rebranding their Copilot as AI agents shows that Microsoft is now in panic mode. And this happened today, October 22nd. And I thought, wow, that's interesting. So let me give you here a direct quote here from this article here. And you have here the link to the article. And Marc says, hey, Microsoft's rebranding Copilot as agents, that's panic mode, Benioff said on a post on X. Let's be real, Copilot is a flop because Microsoft lacks the data, the metadata, and the enterprise security models to create real corporate intelligence. Benioff also said Copilot is inaccurate and said it spills corporate data. You know, your personal data, your financial data, your secure data, and forces users so whatever and compared it to Clippy 2.0. And I said this is a strange thing, no? That suddenly a CEO of such a global corporation is here. Yeah, it's quite an emotional statement, yeah? So I said, hey, why not? Let's look at Salesforce. Let's look at their agent force. And I have here a simple role. I am just here. I'm also a business owner. So I just say, hey, I look here at Salesforce from a business perspective. And I say, okay, so let's start. I just go to their homepage. No? I say, Agentforce, okay, what is it? Watch now, and they give me videos to watch. So I'm typical customer, I watch the videos. And I say, oh, wow, interesting. So what is Agentforce here by Salesforce? And here you have the link to this YouTube video if you want to watch it yourself. They say, for sales, we have an agent. For scheduling, lead management in sales. For healthcare, appointing the scheduling, billing questions. Commerce agent, product recommendation, inventory management, security agent, security audits, threat analysis, a service agent, customer support. And I said, wow, this idea of an agent is already quite implemented now in the business processes. And I decided to watch 2 other videos as just entering here this case. And this is the second video I watched for you to follow me along if you want. How does Salesforce work? It's not sponsored by Salesforce, this video. I have no affiliation to Salesforce at all. I'm just a business owner and I want to get in a first contact and understand what they're offering. Maybe I know a little bit about the inner workings of agents. So let's have a look at this. This is the video. And they are really performing some real nice job because they tell us, hey, we have predefined agents for you, but you can create here your own custom agents. And I found this video to be real helpful, how to create a custom agent. So let's build it ourselves. And I give you here only the screenshot and I show you here, this is the video by Salesforce. Go there, this is their documentation. And I'm, as a potential customer, I'm just having a look at their documentation. So, how to build a new agent? Hey, we have agents that are built by the company for us. So, they have their proprietary LLM, VLM system. It's called Einstein or the platform Einstein 1. And they have agents built on their LLMs. You have an SDR agent, a sales coach, a service agent. So there are a lot of professionally built agents for you that you just can click on and great. But of course, we are interested here, create from scratch, no? So where's now this AI intelligence coming in? And now it's nice, you can use plain English. So you ask, hey, what is the agent role from this new agent? And you say, I want a travel buddy agent that takes care of everyone's travel expenses by tracking here the spending, the handling of the reimbursement, creating some reports on this particular topic, and make sure that everything follows the company rules, because we have in a PDF established exactly the rules for spending and reimbursement here of travel expenses. Great. So now we add a topic here. Now, topics here are, let's say this. They have their LLM. They call it Einstein. So agent suggests here the following topics based on your agent role and the channels. So Einstein here comes back and says, hey, we have already this topic here developed in our company or in, Salesforce that you can buy this here. Or we have a policy lookup topic. So we have here for your specific company the travel policies in a PDF document, ensuring expenses will comply with the guidelines. You have 5 actions available. So they have this topic idea. And they explain here very nicely, a topic is a category of actions related to a particular job to be done by the agent. Topic contain here actions, which are the tools available to the job, and the topic instruction, which tell the agent how to make a decision. Actions now are how agent gets things done. For example, if a user asks an agent to help with writing an email, the agent launches an action that drafts and revises an email and grounds it in the Salesforce data, the address, the name of this person, of the customer, of the client, or whatever. So they have now those topics, an agent, and they have here, for example, the policy lookup already defined as a topic, or the expense approval defined as a topic, which is great. You are working in an ecosystem. Now, more than a year ago, I did here a video here on the CRM integration Salesforce, and I looked at Einstein GPT, as they called it here in the old times, and I had to look at here the technical implementations, how are they implemented here, an LLM or a VLM in their ecosystem that was specific here to Salesforce. But if you want to get an idea, but this is rather an old video, so of course they further developed this VLM. But let's come back to our new agent creation. So we have seen this. Now they have, Einstein generates now a topic level, expense approval, the description here. This is what Einstein fills out for you because you are in a business environment and the business processes are defined. You can use the business knowledge from Salesforce, and they write here everything for you, and they even give you the instruction that you, the AI system, maybe will follow. And you can review this and modify as needed. And this is nice. And here you see now the power of an agent, because you might say, I don't like this. I would like to have a little bit of different view or whatever. But you see, it is all in plain English. You don't have to code. This is a no-code implementation of new agent in Salesforce. Great. And then you say, hey, data. Which data they have access to, no? Because you are working in an ecosystem and you have all your customer data, the sales data, the whatever data, financial data, somewhere in this ecosystem. And now you can connect this to your agent. And they give you here, hey, 3 of 17 selected. So Einstein recommends the agent to be provided with the following data based on the role that we've given it and the topics that we accepted. So you don't have to search anything anymore. You have here by Einstein, or a little VLM, says, hey, you might need here the guidelines for the expense policies. And you might need the budget and the payments, payment records for tracking here the spending. You might need access to the real expense data. So you see, you just click what this agent is allowed to have access to. Nice. But now comes the part that's really interesting, because careful, we will talk about guardrails. That this agent is not just going rouge or crazy or whatever. So you have predefined business processes. You have a flow diagram of your processes. You know exactly it starts with this. These are the input data. It will do a very specific job only. It will provide here the output data in this format, and then we will continue with the flow. So there's no freedom to say, hey, I have a brand new idea about something else. No. These are predefined flows. And now you can say here, you have a record triggering flow. So a new expense sheet comes in from your staff. You get the record, and then you invoke here the travel expense agent. And the job is only yes or no. Reject this expense report or approve the expense report. And end of process. So you see, you have a really restricted view where the AI intelligence comes into place. Because you have the expense report, then you have your PDF guidelines for expense remuneration, and then the AI system says more or less yes or no. So the complete available intelligence is here very focused on a very particular task. Now, from a security standpoint, this is a very beautiful implementation. This is really, you say, hey, you're AI, you don't come here with some hallucination, you don't come here with whatever. Now, it could theoretically also happen, but the bandwidth is extremely reduced. Therefore, you have guardrails here in place. Let's talk about guardrails. Now, there is a very interesting point. And remember that Marc told here Microsoft, hey, you do not have the security in place, which I cannot judge. I'm not into this. So let's look at the guardrails that Salesforce tells us what they have. And I think this is really interesting because they give you here an example in this video here. And you have here a conversation here with this agent now, not a chatbot anymore. And if you have some, as I showed you here with MetaRack, some off-topic themes like, hey, I need tips for cleaning my garage, then you have established guidelines here, as Agentforce tells us here, Salesforce. This is now off-topic. So established guardrails tells us, hey, A user asks something that is not specified in the workflow of our system, of our business processes. So here they use the, if you want, quote, intelligence of an AI agent to say, hey, careful, this is now not what we have been trained for. And the beauty here is Salesforce have their own AI system, Einstein 1 as a platform. And they have this trained on their business services. So this is interesting because you have here a very dedicated LLM, VLM, that is doing the job here, and you do not go with a company, I don't know, maybe open source, or maybe you have to pay OpenAI, or maybe you have to pay Microsoft. They have their own language model. And then they also show us here, if you would ask here, let's say a dangerous question, how to build something, they also have these guardrails where the AI suddenly says, reading this now in English says, hey, careful, there are some words or there's something that is not according to our rules. So flags this as an inappropriate content and tells us, hey, when the message contains any of the following content, A, B, C, D, then we flag it as inappropriate and guardrails come up and say, hey, stop. I'm sorry, but I cannot insist you with this. So now I understand what Marc tells us here. You don't have the security guidelines in place for a business operation. Telling that to Microsoft. I can't judge. I don't know both systems in detail, so I just tell you, if I am a first-looking business owner and I look at those, I suddenly start to see why the CEOs are behaving like this. But hey, competition is beautiful. It helps customers. Let me also state that now both companies make it very clear, look at this, the next evolution of AI after chatbot are now the agents. So after chatbot, we are entering the area of AI agents. Forget your old chatbot, say hello to our new AI agents. So you think industry is clearly moving us away from this idea of just a simple chatbot into this beautiful new world of AI agent that will, as for Microsoft, come somewhere later in 2024 or 25. Now, this was nice. No, this was just here from the marketing department or maybe from a first implementation. But if we take a step back and we think what we learned from AI research, and you look now at those systems, there's a pro and there's a con. Because there is now an interesting balance between what can the learned intelligence of an AI agent do here, and what is the limits that those companies hopefully apply now on the real world implementation of our AI agents. Because we know AI agents are not perfect. AI agents are not perfectly secure. So how do they handle this problem of an equilibrium between using the learned intelligence of an AI agent with the challenging here of a real world interaction with customers or performing finance operation? I think from a research point, the planning capabilities of an AI, of an agent, is what we want from the system, no? We want that this system understands the task and comes up with new solutions. Now, here in the business world, let's say in sales, we have absolutely predefined processes. We have a diagram, noted process flow, noting what each step in the process has to be, full stop. There's no, hey, I have a new idea for I don't know what. No, the process is defined. And therefore then, only within the limits of our predefined process steps, only a little bit in those boxes that were designed for the AI agent to operate. So somewhere in the corner of this AI process box, they are allowed to do something. Now, pro side, this is good because we can make sure that in our CRM, We know that the AI is not going just crazy, is starting to hallucinate, is billing something that never was ordered by the customer. So it is good to have all those guardrails in place. But also understand on the other side, if you look into AI research, that the main intelligence of AI system with their planning ability, with understanding the given task and defining new solutions and new ideas is maybe not what is necessary here in clearly established business processes. Because for accounting rules in your company, in your state, on your continent, you have predefined accounting rules that you as a company have to respect and you have to follow. So you don't want AI to come in and say, hey buddy, I got just a brand new idea for accounting rules. No. So you see, you limit the AI intelligence, you bring it down into those little boxes that are predefined here in the business operation flow. It's good, but sometimes I have a personal feeling that sometimes this misses here the full potential of an AI agent. But on the other side, this implementation here with those security guardrails makes sure that I as a customer, I'm not built something, I never ordered something. So it's pro and cons, and it is interesting to see what is the current state of affairs, what are the companies planning to implement here in our days. And then, it was Anthropic. You wrote to me, hey, there's the new computer used by Anthropic, and they say they are now doing this in an agent way or in an agentic way. So what is it? Well, just had to look at it, and you see here we have the GitHub from Anthropic Quick Starts. And here we have some computer demo use. And as you can see, it's really up to date, just updated some hours ago, if you want to use this computer use demonstration here. So what is it? I had a look at the literature, and this is the article here from today, October 22nd, 2024, 5-minute read. So they have an updated Claude 3.5 Sonnet and a brand new 3.5 Haiku. And you know what they can do? They have now available in their API, Claude can use now computers in a way that people do use computers. So Claude can look at the screen, make a screenshot of the screen, move your cursor, click with the cursor on the buttons on your screen in the screenshot, and type text. So you give Claude access to your computer screen, to your mouse, and to your keyboard. Is this an AI agent? Wow, this is a question. I don't know. But they say, hey, it is still experimental, it's error prone, this is just for early feedback from developers. And I said, okay, this is a strange development, no? And then I look at a little bit here in the documentation, and yeah, it's really, look here, display within pixel and display height in pixel for the screenshot. So you have absolutely here for your vision language model, it will detect, is there a box that has not been filled out on your screen? And then it will try here, using here the intelligence of the vision language model to find the right answer, or insert your address, or insert your personal name, or insert your credit card. You get the idea, yeah? Until today, I read this article here, VentureBeat, Anthropic's new AI. And this here is October 22nd. And they tell us here, there's the link to this article. And look just at this. And they tell us here, look, we have the action log, what's happening here with this new computer use. So the mouse moves now to coordinate 907 on 435. Then we click here, we have a left click on the mouse, and we take another screenshot. We look at this, and then we fill in, we type here your address. But what's the nice, interesting point? Look here what's there. By retrieving required information from a CRM system. So they say a customer relationship management system. And then suddenly I understood what they are looking for. Yeah? Because look what here Microsoft or Brian is looking for. Customer service, finance, business central, contact center, supply chain management. And then let's see what Salesforce is telling us. We want to be the #1 AI CRM in the whole world. So they are all looking here for customer relationship management system, AI CRMs. So this is the name of the business. They are all looking to get into, have their position, have their claims established, and become a big player in AI customer relationship management. So this is now the way that AI, let's say Microsoft or other global player, are now entering here how to make money, and they enter here the business area. They enter here the small and medium-sized business, the normal corporation sizes here globally. And they are the player like Microsoft, I showed you, or Salesforce, or I use, for example, here another company. And there are also a beautiful lot of startups that's coming up. Because this Microsoft and this global player, this established player, they are just trying to integrate now a new technology into their established business processes. And there is now, if you stay with me for a second, this idea by Clayton Christensen, if you are into the theory of innovation dynamics on a corporate industrial level, he has some beautiful prediction where Clayton told us here, our beloved Harvard business professor, there will be something that's gonna happen, especially if we have new startups entering the scene and being a direct competitor to those established corporations. And I think now from an innovation aspect, this will be highly interesting if those theories will be implementing itself here in this new competition. Because if Microsoft and Salesforce only see them as direct competitors for the global businesses in this world, there's also this unknown component of startups, AI startups, entering now the business world with new products, with new offering on new price points, and with new functionalities for businesses. And I think this is now a new perspective I will try to include here also in my channel, to look back from time to time. Where are we today? What are companies are implementing already? What are the marketing department telling us that they will implement in the near future? And maybe I should also have a look at all these beautiful AI startups that are emerging globally on our beautiful planet. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a little bit of fun. It would be great to see you in my next video.